Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with Jeremy Thlones, my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's King of Pro Wrestling event. Big thumbs up for this event. Honestly, really, really good. Big thanks also to Jen for sending me that little C-Block trophy. And this is going to be a bit of a quick review. I do have to be at work pretty quickly. I will cover some of the big bullet points later on in a lot of the bigger matches. Great English commentary from Kevin Kelly, Rocky Romero, and Chris Charlton, I believe is his name. It was good stuff, and it was loaded with some good title matches and also some good storytelling. So let's get right into it. For the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, Liger and Tiger Mask, Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask, Liger Mask if you will, versus Amaro and El Desperado, the current champions. And I think the show was a bit pressed for time, like they wanted to only make it about 4 hours. So Connemaro and El Desperado jump Liger and Tiger Mask right away during their entrance. That was pretty good way to start out. You had good heel work. Liger, of course, super over. Tiger Mask also over. The veterans did what they could to try and, get the victory. Almost got it. I don't think there was any doubt, though, as, after like the first few minutes, that Connemaro and El Desperado were going to retain here. They ended up retaining through some shenanigans, of course, with the Centauri surprise and everything. Connemara spitting the alcohol. Alcohol maybe. Hopefully it's not alcohol. Hopefully it's like apple juice. But after that, you had Pinche Loco for the victory, and El Desperado and Connemara retain. Good enough match, good enough opener, and it's always nice to see Liger get these matches at pretty much the end of his career. I think by 2020 he's going to be done, but still, Liger's super over and one of, if not the greatest junior heavyweight wrestler of all time. And then we move on to Hanma and Makabe versus Hanare and Juice Robinson. Curious what's going to happen with Juice Robinson as things go forward. It's probably going to be a World Tag League. My team with Hanare, my team with David Finlay. Either or is going to be a pretty fun match. And Hanma, I just cringe every time he tries Kokeshi. That's the diving headbutt that he does, or the falling headbutt that he does. And but he's still able to move pretty well and still pretty strong. But I worry because of his health issues that maybe he's damaging himself a little more. Now, this was an enjoyable match. It wasn't anything great. All four guys were, of course, over. And since Hanare was in the match, Hanare ended up taking the fall with the King Kong knee drop, and Makabe gets victory. So, could be a World Tag League, teaser for what could happen. This could be a fun matchup if they put it in a tournament, as both these teams work pretty well together. And then third match, 8-man tag action, Chase Owens, Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth, as Matt Hardy used to say. Bullet Club Elite versus OG Bullet Club, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, Bad Luck Fale, and Ishimori. And Ishimori, my god, that guy is so fucking good. Really, 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 really good. Great skills in the ring. Great tope by Nick, just taking out everybody outside. Matt Jackson selling his back and everything. That was a big focus of this. It looked like Bullet Club Elite might actually get the victory. You're like, holy crap, is Chase Owens actually going to pin Tongaloa? Nope, gun stun, boom, from out of nowhere. And Tamatonga gets the victory. That was good stuff. Fun 8-man tag. Enjoyable, and this show is clicking along. And there's a reason why it ended up being, even though it was a 9-match card, why even though some of the matches ran long, it ended up being 4 hours. And I'm going to get to that here in just a couple matches. But you had Will Ospreay, Hiroki Goto, and Tomohiro Ishii versus Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki. Tai Chi with Miho, looking oh so happy as an ever openweight champion. She only held the title, obviously, was holding the title. Tai Chi's obviously a champion, but Miho is a champion that I never knew I needed till just now. Her happiness makes everybody happy. And they also teamed up with Izuka. Good exchanges. Was outside quickly, as you would expect. Ishii and Suzuki, I believe, are going to wrestle for Rev Pro in the UK, as Suzuki is current champion. And that should be a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch that, but for anybody that does, hopefully it is a very good event for you guys. Good stuff, as you would expect. Goto, I think they're still trying to put him in the mix for the never openweight title, or at least keep him hot and everything, because he's not going to take too many pins, which is a good thing. But the biggest shock was the end of this, where Will Ospreay hits a Storm Runner. I kept calling it Storm Breaker, which just shows how tired I am when I review some of these things and I write things down wrong. Storm Runner on Tai Chi, 1, 2, 3. So never openweight title. Hey, Ospreay versus Tai Chi, I'm all for it. I don't know if that's going to happen in November, or if they're going to nurse it along and maybe have it happen at Wrestle Kingdom. That would certainly be interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily a Wrestle Kingdom worthy match, but if Ospreay were to get the victory and to hold that title, it would certainly be a nice way to move him up in the heavyweight division. He certainly is skilled enough. So that was nice. And of course, Suzuki getting upset and taking out some young lions, as you would expect. So moving right along with a good 6-man tag. Now we may have another 8-man tag. Okada, Yano, Sho, and Yo, Chaos, versus, and of course they came out second. You had Naito, Sonata, Bushi, and the newest member of LIJ from Dragon Gate, Shingo, who I'm not that familiar with. Admittedly, I haven't been able to watch that much Dragon Gate. However, people speak very highly of him. I was very impressed with his style. Moves very, very well in the ring. I think he wrestled for Ring of Honor a little bit, is what I recall some people saying. Like, he made some appearances, I think, from 06 to 08, if I read right. It was very good tag work. Yano, of course, was in the Paradise Lock for a while. Milano, Collection AT, who has the key for the Paradise Lock, is like, nope, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. There was some nice little teasing earlier before Shingo was introduced. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And Naito looks over at Milano Collection 18. He stands up and just puts up the X. Like, no, it's not going to be me. But Shingo was introduced, and Shingo did very well. I was very, very impressed with his work. Look forward to seeing more of him as a member of LIJ. We'll try to seek out some of his matches from Dragon Gate and other promotions. It's a very hot atmosphere. That was very, very nice. Of course, Naito, super over. I don't think Naito will ever not be over. Honestly, it'll be 20 years from now. The guy may not be wrestling anymore. Probably won't be. And the guy will still be super, super over. Okada and Naito have, rekindling their rivalry that they've had. That was really, really cool. And Last Valkyrie, I believe was the name of the move, and Shingo gets the victory by pinning Sho. That was good stuff, and nice debut for Shingo as a member of LIJ. Very good stuff. Very enjoyable so far. And then we started getting into the meat and potatoes of the show, where you had Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. comes out with Taka Michinoku, does the whole thing. Who will win? I can't speak Japanese, but that's according to the translation that they had from one of the announcers at ringside. I believe that was Chris Charlton that did that. And that was pretty cool. And then Evil comes out with a bunch of masked men, carrying his throne to the ring, or kind of like, guiding his throne to the ring. And Evil, the King of Darkness and everything, and he gets up to get into the ring. And this big match that they've had where Sabre Jr. has pinned Evil twice in tag matches, and you got this big fight feel, and then suddenly Evil gets attacked. And I think it was pretty obvious who the fuck it was. I mean, come on. Because he had the championship wrapped around. It was Chris Jericho. It was Chris Jericho. They didn't really try to hide this one. That was pretty damn cool. He beats up Evil, lays him out, hits him with the title, code breaker, and you end up having no contest here. Sabre Jr. was pissed, attacked Evil, attacked the ref. But Jericho versus Evil, I believe it's either November 3rd or November 6th. Whenever their next big show is in November. I mean, they're obviously going to have some shows later in this month. But that's going to be very interesting. And if Evil doesn't win, I kind of actually hope Evil does. If Evil does win, then maybe it's Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the Intercontinental title at Wrestle Kingdom, or you get a 3-way and you have Jericho involved in that too. That certainly should be interesting. This was the right way to do it, because that way it keeps Evil from taking another loss. Sabre Jr. is mad because he had the chance to beat up Evil and beat him in a singles match, and Jericho interfering, doing what he wants. I may have my opinions here and there about Jericho being the IWGP Intercontinental Champion and not defending the goddamn thing. He's had it for about 4 months, and he still has not defended the thing. And you have to defend a title in New Japan, I believe, within 6 months, if I remember right. And so thankfully Jericho's going to defend the title. Cool, okay. To me, I almost forget the title exists unless the announcers mention it, because it hasn't been defended all that goddamn much. But still, this is a good storytelling method. Sabre Jr.'s mad. Evil gets beat up, laid out, and builds to Evil and Jericho. And you still keep Sabre Jr. in the mix. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then, as Sabre Jr. is attacking Evil, you have Naito come down. So you're having Naito. You can involve Naito in this. You can make it a 4-way at Wrestle Kingdom if you really wanted to, and throw Naito in there, since I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with Naito necessarily. Naito and Sabre Jr. have had some good matches this year also. And then we get to the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team, or Junior Heavyweight Championship finals, the 4-man tournament where it was the last 4 champions. You had Kushida versus Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll, super over. Crowd really was embracing him in this arena. Arena looked great, by the way. Arena really looked great. The crowd was really, really hot. That was really nice. Great wrestling as you would expect. Technically sound. Great submissions. You really weren't going to get a bad match with these two. And Scurll has not beaten Kushida up to this point. He still hasn't beaten Kushida because Kushida won this match. But you had to wonder what the hell Scurll was going to do. And Scurll did target the hand of Kushida. So he couldn't, go for the, the hoverboard lock. He couldn't do... He could do some of his submission moves, but he couldn't lock his hands, like for the armbar and that kind of stuff. So it was some good storytelling. Kushida kept having to fight back. Scurll looked like he was going to get the victory, but then a really, really nice Diablo arm breaker, by the way. I believe that's what it was called. The Kushida hit off the ropes. That was pretty cool. That was earlier on in the match. There was good arm focus by Kushida, but what ended up happening is you had a big move and then a Back to the Future by Kushida. He gets the victory. 1, 2, 3. New IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And I don't know who he's going to face at Wrestle Kingdom. You could throw a couple guys in there and they could have a really, really blow-away match, much like it was Kushida, Scurll, Ospreay, and I want to say Hiromu was in there. Wrestle Kingdom's kind of a bit of a blur because of how much of a loaded card that was. But Kushida versus 1 or 2 guys could be a really nice blow-away match for Wrestle Kingdom 13. We're less than 3 months away from that show, and I'm super excited for it. But that was a good match. Kushida gained the victory. Scurll looked certainly dominant, but Kushida gained the victory was the right call. And now we move on to a match for the Wrestle Kingdom 13 main event title shot. It is Tanahashi versus Jay White. And Gato there at Jay White's side. There was Gato interference and this kind of stuff. This was much more about Gato and Jay White doing any goddamn thing they could to get the new guy in the main event and to dethrone the ace. Of course, Jay White had knee focus, was targeting Tanahashi's knee. Tanahashi did not help his case by hitting a high fly flow to the outside later and holding his knee, but still the ace would not be denied. He also had knee focus, on his mind by targeting Jay White's knee with the dragon screw and also reverse dragon screw, the same move that he used on Suzuki to eventually twist up his knee and then beat him in the first round of the G1, or the first match they had in the G1. There was really, really great storytelling. It was really damn tremendous. I was a little worried that they were going to have Jay White win. I was a little worried. I'm like, it's not that Jay White doesn't deserve it, but he doesn't. It's not quite the chance yet, or it's not quite time yet. Give Tanahashi one more dance with glory and everything. I'm all about pushing young talent, but Jay White's had a hell of a 2018. He doesn't need this. He's going to eventually have his shot at the championship and possibly the main event. Who knows? He can main event Wrestle Kingdom 14, because by that point he would definitely be ready. Gato ended up breaking up a 3 count after 2 high fly flows. Had the brass knucks, went for a swing. Jay White hit a low blow. Tanahashi ends up hitting a low blow. The referee's down, by the way, all this time. Because, of course, the referee's down. Ref bumps in a Jay White match. Yes, I'm shocked. Aren't you shocked? There was a bit of stalling because you had like the finish you had to go to. It was a small package for the win, though. It looked like Jay White was going to hit Blade Runner. 1, 2, 3. on a quick roll-up, though, out of nowhere. Tanahashi gets a victory. Jay White is mad. You have all this stuff happening. Okada runs down, chases Jay White to the outside, starts beating up Gato because Gato apparently thinks he's a legit tough guy, and Okada is beating him up. It's just all about story and everything. But you have Jado, I believe, actually, because Jado's a different guy. You have Jado come down, and they're brothers, Gato and Jado. Parents must have been really kind of lazy when they named them like that. Kidding. I mean, I'm not here to judge. Just a little joke there, but Jado's saying, hey, it's my brother. Like, I'm wearing a Rainmaker shirt. I'm on your side, but it is my brother. Please stop doing that. And then all of a sudden, OG Bullet Club comes around ringside. So Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Bad Luck Fale, Ishimori, and you're wondering what the hell's going on here. And then suddenly they storm the ring. They're holding Gato and they're holding Jado, and it's like, okay, Okada's got to choose, and you got Fale holding Gato. Okada makes a decision, goes for the big move off the ropes, and Jay White attacks, and then it was gun stun by Tama Tonga, and then Just everybody just mauls them, just absolutely mauls them. So what you have is you have now a new Bullet Club, essentially. Because Jay White has joined the OG Bullet Club. And there's some nice storytelling that Jay White, after he couldn't beat Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom, the next night New Year's Dash, which I kind of wish I would have reviewed, but at the time I was so damn tired. I will review next year's show, by the way, barring unforeseen circumstances. But Jay White turned on Kenny Omega, not joining Bullet Club, and joined Chaos. So now it's a nice way to say where he just didn't want to join anything Kenny Omega had. He joined Tama Tonga's Bullet Club, the OG Bullet Club. And now it's going to certainly be interesting. Okada versus Jay White is absolutely confirmed. And now we get Tanahashi in the main event. Everybody wins. It's a goddamn win-win. And it's certainly great storytelling. This was a lot to unpack. That's the best way I can call it, though, is Jay White did not want to join Kenny Omega's version of Bullet Club, but join the OG version because they're just as dastardly as he is. At least that's the way I call it. And now we move on to a match where, honestly, I mean, maybe you could call them the Switchblade Club. I don't know. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't know if Jay White's necessarily dumb enough to try and take it from Tama Tonga. That wouldn't be a good idea. But who knows? Right now, short term, into Wrestle Kingdom, and maybe even a month after is a good idea. I don't know if long term this is going to pay off, but we'll see. They have done some good storytelling with Jay White to try and divide chaos and everything. And then we get to the main event. IWGP Heavyweight Title 3-Way, Kenny Omega the champion, Kota Ibushi, and Cody Rhodes. I'm still going to call him Cody Rhodes. Fuck it, I don't care. Cody is the current IWGP US champion and the current NWA champion. And Kota doesn't have any belt. And is just going to fight like his career, like it's, the match of his career. And it was one of the best matches of his career. This was, or at least of what I've been able to see, this was really, really blow away. This was a tremendous three-way where you did have the expected, okay, two guys facing off and one guy's outside or down, in the ring. And then that guy jumps in and then one of the other guys knocked out. And you had some good storytelling with Omega and Ibushi first teaming up and then beating each other up, and Ibushi getting frustrated with the fact, I believe Omega had said at one point, according to the translation, know your, it's like, this is great, but know your place. And that just wasn't great. That's kind of the way where Omega just can't, he's fighting his urges, like, he's trying to be friends with Kota, but he also wants to keep his title. And there was some really, really good storytelling in this. Really tremendous storytelling. Cody was a bit dastardly as a heel character, but also he did show some restraint sometimes. Or, some restraining. Not necessarily a ton, especially after some chairs got used. But there were the nice pinfall exchanges. This is like a 35 to 40 minute match. It was really well done. This might be one of the best matches of the year. If I'm going to pick one match that's going to go on the best matches of the year list, this would probably be it. It would just eclipse Kushida and Skrull, since that one had just a little bit, it didn't have a little bit less drama. I just wasn't, I don't know, I'm still a little sour on Hiromu being injured. That's not Kushida and Skrull's fault, but it was a really, really good match. Anyway, Ibushi at one point gets sent over the guardrail, and it looked like he was clutching his knee. That didn't seem to come into play, though. You have to wonder if Omega and Ibushi are going to end up feuding for the IWGP title sometime after Wrestle Kingdom, or if Ibushi's going to cost them the title. Who knows? Who knows? It's a lot of good storytelling. Announcer's table spot. Cody is down. Then Kenny goes through a table at one point. Omega and Ibushi are having some great exchanges. But yeah, Kenny goes through a table, gets his side cut, and that was certainly rough. He seemed to be okay. Nice triple man spots where everybody was just trying to go for broke. Everybody's breaking up pinfalls. The Bucks suddenly came to ringside. They were trying to stop Cody from either using the title or the chair as a weapon and all that. It was really, really good stuff. That table spot with Omega was a little scary, though. But you end up having, it looked like Ibushi might get the victory. He didn't. Couple crossroads. Omega selling that move like he literally died. And then One Wing Angel on Kota Ibushi. And 1, 2, 3. Kota Ibushi's still the only man to ever kick out of the One Wing Angel. Yes, you had Okada, I believe, get to the ropes a couple times, or be near the ropes. So he grabbed him, he didn't kick out. But yeah, Kota's the only one to officially kick out of the One Wing Angel, and this was good stuff. Omega Kept kind of delaying his promo and everything because he wanted everybody to stand together and he wanted Kota to get up. You know, he wanted to make sure Kota was okay. But he wanted Cody back in the ring, got him back in the ring. They had this big promo and everything. Hyping up the matches, or the match they're going to have at Wrestle Kingdom. Well, especially, you know, Omega and Tanahashi. Tanahashi comes down, cuts a bit of a promo. Didn't quite catch all the translation of that. But maybe the Ace versus the Best Bout Machine. That's certainly going to be a very interesting match. It could go either way, and I would not be upset with it, because Omega at this point has defended the title successfully. I think it's his third successful title defense. Cody at the G1 special, against Ishii soon after the G1, one of the Destruction shows, and now here. So that's 3 defenses, and who knows, he could have another defense before this is all said and done. So he's had 3 defenses inside 4 months. So who knows, maybe they're gearing to get some dream matches out of the way, and then he's going to drop the title. But I think it'll probably be Tanahashi, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm going to give this show an A-. Yeah, okay, a couple of the other matches were sort of throwaway and everything, but I'm going to say A-. It was really, really enjoyable. There was a lot of good stuff with it. They told a lot of good stories leading into Wrestle Kingdom 13, and we still got a couple shows before that. So I believe it's Power Struggle, I think, is one of the shows that's in November. That should be very interesting. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this show. Agree, disagree with anything I said? Leave some comments. So, check out my Twitter handles in the description, and it's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin, and I will see you soon.